Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we start our campaign in the FA Cup. Last season we got through to the semi-finals before being beat by our nemesis Liverpool. Today we also have for you the second leg of the Carabao Cup. Last season we won it, but in the second leg of the semi-final we need to get a result against Newcastle because we're 2-1 behind after the first leg. Welcome to Making Chelsea Stand Proud. Hello and welcome to episode 32 of Making Chelsea Stand Proud. My name's Mark, and on today's episode, as mentioned, we have for you those two games. It's almost like a cup episode, really. We have the FA Cup third round against Millwall, and then we have the second leg of the Carabao Cup Semi Final against Newcastle, who we played in the semi final last season and managed to get through to the final. This season, it's not so straightforward. We've lost 2-1 at St James Park in the first leg. So we need to pick ourselves up, and we need to do a decent result this time round. Newcastle will obviously be coming to try and defend that one goal lead. Excuse me. It's the old coffee's having a little bit of a repeat on me there. I do apologise. So yes, since you were last with us, we haven't done anything, of course, because Millwall and Newcastle, because of the two-legged either side of Millwall, we decided we come back with Millwall on the FA Cup. So not a lot happening. While we're here, though, we'll have a look at transfers because there is a little bit of activity going on. We have brought in Victor Roque from Atletico Paranaense for 20 million. Will rise to 23 million. He is he's a sort of left-right attacking midfielder. Can play up front. His best position probably is up front. Whether he'll get some game time or not, he is Brazilian. He's 18 years old, so one for the future possibly. He's currently a 2-star current ability. Has the potential to be a 4-stroke 5-star star player. So something that we will need to be looking for the future. He's currently with us for the next 4.5 years, something like that. His contract expires in 2028, as it currently stands. So we'll be interested to see if we get some use out of him in the not too distant future, and whether he does. I realised I didn't have the attributes switched on. If you want to have a look at the attributes, yeah, he's handy, and hopefully he will develop as well into one of those really, really good players. Outgoings then, there's a few going out on loans and things. I think when you were with us last, Malang Star had gone to Atletico Madrid. Ampadu has gone to Schalke 04 for on loan for the season, and Lewis Flower has gone to Exeter City, also on loan. There are a bunch of others that are currently languishing in the wings as well. Araki Saki, I think, yeah, somebody came in for him on a end of contract signing, and very quickly we decided that we would try and raise some money for him. At the moment, Middlesbrough and Watford both interested in him for £60,000. Better to get something than nothing, in my view. Zane Silcott Dewberry, he's got loads of loan. Oh no, he's not. Yes, loans. We're trying to up his wages. 20% is where we're at the moment. Hopefully going to try and raise that to 30%. And Joe Hay here, we're waiting on his thoughts of going to Nottingham Forest on 100,000. Is that that's a transfer, isn't it? Yes, it is. 100,000 rising to 220,000 on add-ons, plus a 30% sell-on fee, and then we have a couple of staff potentially maybe coming in. I think they are scouts, I think we've only got one scout spot, so I think it just depends on which one of those comes in first, if my memory serves me right. We do just have the one scouting spot left. I'm not quite sure why we've got two in there, but we'll see what happens. One of those will come in, hopefully. Right, episode then. Millwall is our first up. Both are home games. We haven't played Millwall yet in this save, so no history to tell about. There are a number of threats, I think, in the Millwall side, so we need to be careful. We'll go through, have a look at the team that is going to face Millwall, and then we'll have a look at the teams and how they face up against one another. And this is the team that will face Millwall in the Emirates FA Cup third round. Kepa in goal. My assistant has told me to play Mendy, and Mendy has been moaning about he isn't getting enough game time. We have promised him some game time. However, his performance in the last match against Newcastle did leave something to be desired, and I do blame him for one of those goals. So Kepa is in front of him, and I think Mendy basically is going to moan because we haven't thingied his promise. And the big problem we've got is I need to have a look at the other goalkeepers that we've got here. A few of them are out on loan, but we do have a few players, a few goalkeepers. So we need to have a look and see who potentially could be a backfill for Kepa. And then I think we need, at the next transfer window, we need to bring in a goalkeeper of sorts. I'm not sure how or the quality, but Mendy really isn't up to it. He's just made some real howlers of late. One of them, I don't think you saw it, was actually off camera, and I need to look it up, find it, and then show you what he's been doing, because he basically kicked the ball, gave it straight away, and they scored on the volley. So I need to have a look at that, find that thing, and explain to you at least, because not that anybody has commented, but I'm guessing somebody could put down in the comments that should play Mendy. But that is the reason why I'm not completely happy. I think he needs to move on, and we need to be looking for another goalkeeper. But as you know, finances at the minute, they've taken them all away from me, and I haven't got any to spend. Kepa in goal then. Cucurella, Koulibaly, Fofana and James are defensive line. Kovacic and Kante in front of them in midfield, and then Hudson-Odoi, Mount and Barbosa in the attacking midfield role. Havertz up front, and you'll notice we've gone back to our 4-2-3-1, but this time on version 2. Mendy is on the bench then with Garcia, Chilwell, Azpilicueta, Torreira, Jorginho, Gallagher, Broja and Abangamang. And this is how the two teams face up. We are playing our 4-2-3-1 formation version 2. And they are playing a 5-2-3 formation with Bennett Volzhammer, who's the player that we should really be keeping an eye on. Fleming as the attacking midfield, tucked in to the number 10 role behind them. And deep lying defensive midfielders. So quite a defensive setup for them, looking, I guess, to try and get a draw at the very worst, so that they can then take that back to the Den and the new Den, and see if they can beat us on a replay. We don't really want a replay. We want to get through straight away. So let's see if we can do the said straight through. Format with a free kick. It's headed over the top. Our first highlight after 6 minutes. Cucurella with a throw-in on this near side. Hudson-Odoi crosses the ball deep, but defended well. Fofana is going to get there. Fofana inside to Kante. Kante to James. James crosses it deep. Hudson-Odoi. And Hudson-Odoi scores his second of the season. And on 25 minutes, there or thereabouts, we have taken the lead. Lovely ball by James. First time hit. Hudson-Odoi chested it down on the volley. Goalkeeper didn't close him down quickly enough. I think he thought he was going to shoot it to his right, and he didn't. We have another highlight. Free kick by the looks of it. Havertz going to take the free kick from just outside the area. Oh, good from distance, and it's a save. It's gone for a corner. Mason Mount with the corner. Outswinger. Aiming for Fofana. Didn't get there. Defended well. And Mount was in an offside position. Stayed out of the way. And half time comes. We've had 10 shots, 6 on target. 1.25. 64% of the possession. Millwall have had 2 shots, none on target. An XG of 0.09. They've had lots of bookings. We've had a couple. So it's a bit of an aggravated match, and we have to be careful that we don't have anybody sent off. But that Hudson-Odoi goal after 25 minutes, giving us a 1-0 lead. Looks a bit precarious, but it's a lead nonetheless. We need to up the ante in the second half and look like the side that we are. And the first highlight of the second half, 50 minutes on the clock. We've made one change. Brozier on for Barbosa, who had picked up that injury in the first half. And Millwall have it, but Cucurella tackles and wins the ball back. Havertz to Kante. Mount is in space. And straight at the goalkeeper. It's gone out for a corner. And we're looking to try and profit from this corner. Swung in. It's well defended. Kepa comes out for that ball. And to Fofana. Strange highlight. Koulibaly. Kovacic back to Koulibaly. Cucurella. Tried to get that through to Havertz, but either Havertz wasn't on the same wavelength or something wasn't quite right. James has picked up an injury by the looks of it. Brozier comes forward. Brozier crosses it into the area, but it's well cleared. Kovacic heads it back in. Mount. James finds Mount. Mount to Havertz. Havertz swings it in, and a lovely curling ball. Question of offside, though. And I don't think we've got VAR. Or have we got VAR? We have got VAR because we're at home. Of course we have. And I think it's been given. We don't usually get this follow-on highlight, if it's not been given. Mount, Havertz, he was onside, well onside. And it's 2-0 on 66 minutes. Just going to see the line now. There you go, well onside. And you come and join us. We've made a couple more changes. Reece James having picked up an injury, a potential knee injury. So hopefully he's not going to be out for too long. But he is off, and we have brought Azpilicueta on in that right-hand defensive position. And then Lucas Torreira is on for Kovacic in midfield. We've just done a little bit of tweaking to the formation and switch to version 1. We're going to remain attacking for the moment because I think our stats allow us to do said changes. And a free kick. Mount with the free kick to Hudson-Odoi. Short free kick. Koulibaly. Crossfield finds Azpilicueta in plenty of space. Brozier crosses it, looking for Havertz. Havertz not today on the wavelength. Cucurella, Torreira cuts it through to Mount. Mount looking for a bit of space, but he's well defended. Azpilicueta, his first goal of the season, and it's 3-0 after 81 minutes. Lovely worked move, this one. Mount couldn't find a way through. He was being well marked. Back to Kante. Kante put it for Azpilicueta. Nearly lost it. Created himself a bit of space, and it wasn't a lot of space, but fired the shot into the bottom corner. And that's the end of the match. The only thing we probably should have done, we should have possibly rested some of the players. But anyway, in the end, a reassuring performance all the way around. 23 shots, 12 on target, 50% then, 2.51, 64% of the possession. They had 2 shots all game, none on target. Didn't improve on that from the first half. 36% possession. It was a comprehensive win. Millwall never, ever in it at all. Hudson-Odoi after 25. Havertz after 66. Azpilicueta rounding it off after 81 minutes. I'm not quite sure if that means there is a draw for the fourth round. If it is, it's coming next. And so the draw for the fourth round of the FA Cup. Let's see who we are going to meet in this round. And Petr Cech is the ceremony host. Let's hope he pulls us out with a good draw. Get underway then. Brentford first out against Queen's Park Rangers. Norwich or Fulham will play Swansea or Fleetwood. Tottenham will play Manchester United. That's a huge match. Aston Villa will play Newcastle. Our next opponents on this episode. Nottingham Forest or Charlton will play Leicester. Liverpool, we don't want them. We'll play Wigan. Thank goodness for that. I know we've beaten them once, but twice might be a bit of a tall order. Sorry, Mike. Manchester City, we don't want them either. Play Oxford United. That's a good game for Oxford United at Manchester City. Peterborough will play Brighton. Another good match. Swansea. Sheffield Wednesday. Doesn't say Swansea at all. We'll play Crystal Palace. Arsenal will play Reading. Chesterfield of the Vanarama National League. Yeah. We'll play Chelsea. There is the draw. We are away to Chesterfield. That's a big match for Chesterfield. A huge match. A money spinner for them. And potentially, dare I say, it is Football Manager after all, a fairly easy draw for us, but never count your chickens before they are hatched is the phrase that we should use there. Right, let's have a look, see if we can get the whole draw. I will pull it down slowly so that you can see. I'm not quite sure why we don't get I think it's something to do with the colouring is the same colour as this, as the background, so it disappears. But we've got Chesterfield. Burnley or Stoke will play Sunderland, Preston. Luton will play Middlesbrough. West Brom will play Sheffield United. That's a all championship match. Southampton or Wolves will play Everton. And Colchester or Coventry will play Accrington Stanley. They are the 16 matches for the fourth round of the FA Cup. So how does that look schedule-wise? The fourth round of the FA Cup is down here, Saturday, 10th of February. So that's where it will be. We'll be motoring down, looks like, possibly a Manchester City Chesterfield episode there. But we'll see how we go. We've got 4 matches between there and there. I haven't worked it out yet. We will work it out and sort out what is what. Right, next up then is the second leg of the Carabao Cup Semi Final against Newcastle. As we know, we've lost the last twice at St James's Park. One of those in the Premier League this season. Last season we beat them 5-1 at St James's Park. Absolutely trounced them, and it was a 4-draw in conclusion. They did give us a bit of a run for our money at Stamford Bridge, but I would go with another 2-0 result that we got earlier in the season here in the Premier League. I would love that result today, which would give us a very narrow win, a 3-2 on aggregate. 2-0 would be absolutely splendid, and we need to put in another performance like we did against Millwall. Can we do that? Let's have a look at the team that will face Newcastle for the second leg of the Carabao Cup Semi Final. Before we have a look at the team that will face Newcastle for this second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final, the result from the Arsenal-Manchester City game, the other semi-final, is in. Arsenal beat Manchester City by 3 goals to win. 3 goals to 1. Manchester City beating Arsenal 4-3 on aggregate. That 3-1 win, 3-0 win in the first leg, getting them through. Let's hope Newcastle's 2-1 win doesn't get them through in our game. The team that will face Newcastle look like this. In fact, we've got to do one change because I just realised that Mendy has picked up an injury. So just bear with me a second. Right, sorry about that. Just needed to do a bit of a fix. I could have done it on screen, to be fair. But yeah, Mendy has picked up an injury. He's going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks. What has he got wrong with him? Recuperating at home, suffering a virus. He could have COVID, possibly. So this is the team that will face a Newcastle then. Kepa in goal, Chilwell, Garcia, Fofana and Azpilicueta. Our defensive line, Garcia coming in that defensive line for Koulibaly, who is dropped to the bench. Rice and Kante are in front of them. Otavio, Mount and Hudson-Odoi in front of Rice and Kante. Havertz continues up front. On the bench then Scarborough, but he's greyed out. Does that mean that we can't play him? I'm not quite sure what that means. Koulibaly, Cucurella, Torreira, Gallagher, Jorginho, Kovacic, Broja and Aubameyang. Let's hope we don't need to find out about Scarborough. Bergstrom, who probably will be the second goalkeeper or third goalkeeper, is out injured. These are under 18 players as well. So is this one. So I think that's the most senior goalkeeper we've got in reserve, which probably shows that we do need to strengthen our goalkeeping list of players. And Carabao Cup screens. This is how we face up. 3-2, 4-2-3-1 formation. And Newcastle playing a 4-1-2, or is it a 4-3-3 really, with a defensive midfielder. First highlight, 3 minutes in. Newcastle, Saint-Maximin, ball into the area. Rice there to tidy up. Otavio, we get a chance to attack, but it's gone very wide. Trippier is there to defend. Erga Azpilicueta heads that on, but only as far as Willock. And Newcastle coming back at us again, but Hudson-Odoi wins that ball nicely. Mount, Rice, Otavio out to Chilwell, and Chilwell gives the ball up too easily. Berardi is Chilwell wins it back though. Rice, we build again. Rice out to Chilwell. Nobody out there with him this time. Gets it inside to Mount. Mount, he's got it off the post. His 17th goal of the season. Parity is resumed after 4 minutes. Quite a long highlight that, backwards and forwards, but we got there in the end. Rice out to Chilwell. And Chilwell found Mount. Mount, lovely angled shot across the front of Erga Khan. Erga Khan with the goal kick deep to Kante, heads it down, and but they're winning it in midfield. Nice play in midfield. Rice to Chilwell. Otavio comes backwards, but he's run across it into midfield, still with the ball. Kante out wide looking for Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi cuts it back to Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta crosses into the area looking for a header and didn't find it. Isaac is ball's won again in midfield there. Lost it. A lot of activity going on in that midfield. Chilwell comes forward. Can he get a cross in? No, cuts it back for Rice. Rice looking for that space. Mount off the crossbar. Mount is fouled in the area, but no penalty given. Target with a throw in to Bruno. All Chelsea so far. And that cross, but Chilwell's going to tidy up. Keeps the ball in play. Garcia. Rice. Kante comes forward. Hudson-Odoi looking for Mount. Mount and Erga Khan sticks his leg out, stops it going in. And corner. Chilwell on corner duty this side. Swung in, but it's cleared upfield. Still alive. Kante trying to Otavio to Chilwell. Chilwell back to Garcia. Declan Rice Cuts inside. Kante. A little bit of traffic there. Kante through the Mount. Mount's in space. And he's tried that near post again. And Erga Khan sticking his leg out again. Need to cut it across him. Mason. Chilwell with the corner again. Swung in. It's cleared upfield again. As Paqueta on that far side. Still all Chelsea. Otavio. Otavio comes away with the ball. He's having quite a good game, but give that away to Trippier. Trippier was... and danger eludes here. Get out to him. Come on. Defence. Oh, a couple of players spare out here. Trippier has a shot from distance. And it's gone over the top. As Paqueta gets into space. Mount in the area. And he's been robbed. But Mount wins it back. Mount has Hudson-Odoi in support. Hudson-Odoi tries to get this and get the cross in. Can't. Has a second attempt. It's crossed in and it's just gone wide from Rice. Well, 10 shots, 5 on target. They've had that one shot, that Trippier shot from just inside the area. So we've really kept them at bay. But we should have more than our 1 goal for our 10 shots, 5 on target. 1.30. We need to be putting them away in the second half. We need to open up that gap. It's at the moment going to extra time and penalties. We need the extra goal to get through. Otavio in the area, and I'm not sure. It stopped, almost like he was thought a penalty should have been given there. Garcia, Kante. Kante comes forward. First highlight, of course, 65 minutes on the clock. Crossed in, Havertz. It's a poacher's goal, 16th goal of the season, and it's 2-0. We have a 3-2 lead on aggregate. We did up the ante to attacking. Just a bit of a tweak to the formation. Nothing major. It did look as if we were going to do some changes, but relented for the time being. But Kante into the area, crossed it across the box, and Havertz just had to get there in front of the defender, which he did. So you join us, the time on the clock, 76 minutes. We've made 3 changes. Coming off are Kante has been replaced by Jorginho. Mason Mount has been replaced by Kovacic. And Otavio on the left side of the attacking midfield has been replaced by Brozier. And our final 2 changes, we have brought on a Bangamang for Havertz up front. And also coming off is Fofana, who's been replaced by Koulibaly in defence. That's our 5 changes in this match. One thing to just mention before I go any further is we still have comprehensively had control of this game. So far, Newcastle have had 2 shots, only 1 on target. Koulibaly cutting that one out, a Bangamang. Finds Brozier. Brozier is tackled. Trippier wins it, but Brozier wins that back. And he's gone on a bit of a run. Can he cross this ball in? He can. It's crossed. A Bangamang gets a header. And Erga Khan collects. 87 minutes on the clock. We've got to be very careful here. Need to give anything away. Koulibaly. Koulibaly forward. Looking for Kovacic, who's gone out wide. Playing as that attacking midfield central. Jorginho. On the volley from distance, just outside the area, missed the target. Trippier with a free kick. Rice wins the ball. Oh, he's crossed it back into the area. What did he do that for? Garcia tidies up. Kovacic, we come forward again. Another goal now would seal this. Kovacic crosses it in. A Bangamang's there. But again, the shot was blocked by the defender. And Erga Khan collects. Brozier out on this near touchline. Garcia, Rice, Chilwell through to Brozier. Brozier tries to curl it in, but Erga Khan is there. Oh, it's all over. I'm not quite sure what was going on. It was all over the place. 25 shots, 12 on target, 50% we've hit. We should have had more goals, really. Hitting the target 12 times. Erga Khan, though, has had a very, very good game in there. Maybe that's the goalkeeper we should be looking for. 62% of the possession. In the end, they had 4 shots, only hitting the target once. 0.53. a comprehensive win, and we have got through to our second final Carabao Cup final. We're going to meet Manchester City this time round, so it's a bit more of a toughie than before. We beat Newcastle then 3-2 on aggregate. As I said, a 2-0 win, I think, on our previous game at Stamford Bridge. We've replicated that, and all things are good. So excellent stuff. And there is confirmation of the win against Newcastle. Mason Mount and Havertz the scorers, 3-2 on aggregate. And, well, that is excellent things. There is confirmation of the other result, Manchester City and Arsenal. Arsenal beating them 3-1 on the evening, but Manchester City getting through 4-3 on aggregate. So that is how it all ends up. Means there is a final coming up. EFL final 3rd of March. So an episode down here, Wolves and the cup final, or maybe, just maybe, we might have just a one match episode of the cup final against Manchester City. It says unknown. I don't know. It is unknown. We know who is going to be in the final against us. Right. What are we going to do coming back? Manchester City Chesterfield is my chosen it's going to be my chosen episode there. Do we come back before that, though? Do we do Brentford-Brighton? I'm thinking we perhaps do Brentford-Brighton as the next episode. Then we come back from Manchester City and Chesterfield in the next episode after that. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That will keep you up to date with all future episodes of this and new series as they are released. New episodes of Making Chelsea Stand Proud, currently released every Tuesday and Friday at 4:15 p.m. And if you want to keep up to date with what's happening on this channel, then you need to follow me on Twitter at JustOffside2 is the place to be. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you for the next episode. It'll be episode 33. It's out on Friday. Until then, I wish you a very, very good week.